November 21, 2022. Can you tell me which justices are for sale?
No.
Are any of them for sale?
No, the problem is that the American public has a perception that some justices may be.
I'm going to establish the point first. I want to know, you tweeted this out. Do you believe that some justices are for sale? And if so, which ones?
No, Senator, I do not believe that justices are for sale.
Then why'd you tweet this out?
Can you provide more context of what that is?
I'll get you a copy, but here it is.
Okay.
Checked it and triple checked it. You also said less than a month ago that John Roberts, you retweeted this out. John Roberts is a disgrace.
No, I
disagree with Justice Roberts. Well, you didn't call him Chief Justice Roberts. You called him John Roberts.
No, you
retweeted this.
No, Senator, I did not retweet that.
Yes, sir, you did right here.
I will need to see. Can you provide a copy to me now? But
sure.
I did not retweet.
Can you tell me why you think Chief Justice Roberts is a disgrace?
I did not.
Hello, Patriots. Welcome back to Conservative Mandate, where we stand strong for truth, justice, and the American way. Today, we're diving headfirst into the latest assault on the Supreme Court, a cornerstone of our democracy. The left is waging a relentless war on the very principles that hold America together, and it's time for us to fight back. Before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and ring the notification bell so you never miss our unfiltered take on the issues that matter most. Stick around until the end, because we're exposing the hypocrisy of the left, the real agenda behind their attacks, and what you can do to defend our constitutional freedoms. Comment below with your thoughts, because patriots like you are what keep this movement alive. Let's show the left that we're not backing down. Now, let's talk about this Senate hearing that exposed the underhanded tactics being used to undermine the Supreme Court. Senator Kennedy, a true patriot, grilled Mr. Payne from the Campaign Legal Center about their outrageous claim that the Supreme Court is a threat to our democracy. Can you believe that? An organization that claims to stand for voting rights is openly smearing the very institution that protects them. They even accused our justices of being politicians in robes. This is pure slander aimed at eroding trust in the court and pushing their radical agenda.
And thanks to all of our witnesses who have joined us today. Mr. Payne, let me start with you, sir. You're kind of in the middle here. You work for the Campaign Legal Center, is that right?
That's correct.
Is your website campaignlegal.org?
Correct.
Okay. Does not the front page of your website say, I'm going to quote here, I want to get it right, the current U.S. Supreme Court is a threat to our democracy. The current U.S. Supreme Court is a threat to our democracy. Did I read that right?
What I can say is that our organization...
But is that on your website?
I am not certain exactly what's on the website.
Here it is, right here,
okay.
Big as Dallas.
What that refers to is the voting rights voting rights cases of the Supreme Court. Our organization is a voting rights organization that fights for all Americans to have the ability to vote.
Yeah, but you got to click a bunch of times to find that explanation. I just want to make sure I read that correctly. A few months ago, Mr. Payne, you retweeted the following statement. Some justices are politicians in robes who thrive in a system where access and influence are for sale. Some justices are politicians in robes who thrive in a system where access and influence are for sale. Now, that's a pretty bold statement.
I'm sorry, Senator, is that a news article?
No, sir. That's a retweet here. You tweeted this out. Tell me which justices are for sale.
I don't recall that tweet, but...
Here it is. November 21, 2022. Can you tell me which justices are for sale?
No.
Are any of them for sale?
No, the problem is that the American public has a perception that some
Yeah, but
justices may be.
I'm going to establish the point first. I want to know, you tweeted this out. Do you believe that some justices are for sale? And if so, which ones?
No, Senator, I do not believe that justices are for
Then why'd you
sale.
tweet this out?
What, can you provide more context of what
Sure,
that is?
I'll get you a copy, but here it is. I
Okay.
checked it and triple checked it. You also said less than a month ago that John Roberts, you retweeted this out. John Roberts is a disgrace.
No, I actually.
Not I disagree with Justice Roberts. Well, you didn't call him Chief Justice Roberts. You called him John Roberts.
No, this is,
You
that's,
retweeted this.
no, Senator, I did not retweet that.
Yes, sir, you did, right here.
I will
It's
need
big
to
as
see,
Dallas.
I will, can you provide a copy to me
Sure,
now? But
sure.
I did not retweet.
Can you tell me why you think Chief Justice Roberts is a disgrace?
I did not say that, did not retweet that.
Oh, okay. Maybe Twitter got it wrong.
Someone got it wrong.
Let me ask you this, because the unstated premise of all this, sometimes it's stated, but the unstated premise of all this is that some justices have been bribed. Let's just cut to the chase. Okay? Now, let me stay with you, Mr. Payne. Well, let me go to Mr. Fogel. I don't want to just pick on you, Mr. Payne. You can be looking up on Twitter where you said those things. On April 4th, 2019, the American Civil Liberties Union paid for Justice Sotomayor's trip to San Juan, Puerto Rico. You ever been to San Juan, Mr. Fogel? Is it expensive?
I keep forgetting. Well, it depends when you go.
Yeah. How much you think it costs to go down there?
Depends whether you fly first class or economy.
What if you fly first class?
Oh, probably a couple $1,000s
Okay.
Yeah.
The ACLU, do they have cases in front of the Supreme Court?
all the time.
They do, all the time?
Sure.
Do you think the ACLU was trying to bribe Justice Sotomayor?
No, sir, I don't.
I don't either. But that's the unstated premise of all of this.
Well, Senator, if I
All
may,
these articles about Justice Clarence Thomas and the Chief Justice in the United States and Justice Gorsuch, who sold an interest in an LLC to a Democratic donor who had never met, that they bought him, isn't it?
may I say something in response,
course.
Senator? I think there are two things going on here today. I think there is a political conflict, which is, as I said earlier, it's very intense. It's hyper-partisan. Both sides have things to say. And then I think there's an ethical issue.
When you accuse people of being bribed, it kind of
I'm not accusing.
gets their attention.
Sir, hold on a second. I'm not accusing anybody of being bribed. I'm not.
But some people are.
Some people are. The reason I'm here is I think that there is an ethical issue that, as Senator Graham said earlier, it would be good for the court to think about in terms of being more transparent. That is what I care about. That's the only thing I care about. There's a lot of political back and forth that's very interesting. I'm very interested in it as a citizen of the United States. But I think the most useful thing that this or any other committee could do is think about how do we make our institutions...
Well, how are you going to do that in the context, though, of one of our leaders, for whom I have great respect, going on the steps of the United States Supreme Court, telling two justices if they vote in a way he doesn't like, they will pay the price and reap the whirlwind. And you have another one of your witnesses here tweeting out stuff saying, quote, some justices are politicians in robes who thrive in a system where access and influence are for sale.
Yep.
He said they were bought like a sack of potatoes.
Okay, I'm not
True.
I'm not going to comment on that, Senator. That's not anything I had anything to do with. So,
Did I hear the gavel?
I think you did.
I hope. Thank you, Senator Kennedy. Senator Hirono? I'm sorry, I got it wrong. Blumenthal. Senator Blumenthal.
And let's not forget the left's blatant hypocrisy. Senator Kennedy called them out for their baseless accusations that justices are for sale. When pressed, Mr. Payne couldn't name a single justice to back up his claims. Why? Because it's all smoke and mirrors. Patriots. The left has no evidence, just lies designed to undermine the conservative majority on the bench. They even try to drag Chief Justice Roberts into this nonsense, calling him a disgrace. This isn't about ethics. This is about power. The hearing also highlighted another key issue: the left's attempts to use fake scandals to discredit conservative justices like Clarence Thomas and Neil Gorsuch. They're throwing around accusations about trips and financial dealings, trying to paint these justices as corrupt. But let's be clear, these are manufactured distractions. The left doesn't care about ethics. They care about control. They want a court that rubber stamps their socialist policies and dismantles our Constitution. What's even more shocking, the left has taken their attacks beyond the courtroom. We've seen threats against justices on the steps of the Supreme Court itself. They're trying to intimidate and silence anyone who dares to stand in their way. But we won't be silenced. We will not let them destroy the integrity of our judiciary or our democracy. Patriots, this is a call to action. The left is playing dirty, and it's time we stand up and defend the Supreme Court. Share this video, comment below to let us know what you think, and spread the word. Together, we can expose the lies, fight for transparency, and protect America's core freedoms. Stay strong, stay vigilant, and remember, we the people will always stand for truth. God bless America, and God bless you, Patriots.